The alpha map is a 2D object. When you drag it down into the scene tree, you don't see anything in the preview window. So first thing we're going to do is drag an image onto this. Now we can use the alpha map to kind of map some type of alpha image to make a shape out of this image. So I have an image on my container and we still don't see anything. But if I click on my alpha map and go into the editor, notice we have this box up here that says image. Whenever you see this box, it usually means that Viz is waiting for some type of image in here. So we're going to take a black and white image here. I have one here, so I'm going to drag it within this box. And once I do that, you can see down here in the render window how it creates a shape of our alpha image. Now I have a couple options in here. First one is the X size, so I can increase the X size of my alpha image. We also have Y size. We can increase the Y size of our alpha image. There's a texture X offset. As I move this left or right, you can see how our texture moves. There's also a texture Y offset. As you move it up or down or increase or decrease the variables, you can see how it moves the texture up and down. There's also a texture X width. As you increase or decrease this will increase the width size of the texture. There's also a texture Y width. As you move this or decrease or increase the variables in this, it will increase texture Y width. Now the patch mode here is set to triangle strip by default. There's also an option for optimized quads. So if you're worried about performance, having it on optimized quads is probably the best bet. There's also an option here for inverse. When I click on inverse, you can see how it kind of reverses the pixel of it. Texture coordinates, by default, it's set to repeat. However, if we change it to clamp and then come up here and mess with our texture offsets, notice that it no longer repeats. It will only clamp that alpha image. There's a texel precision. With subtexel on, it means that lines can be drawn to the nearest subpixel. There's also a smooth, and smooths the look of the map without reducing polygons. So if you increase this, you can kind of see how it is reacting down here in the render window. There's also texture coordinates set to none by default. This is really for use when you have your image set to vertex. So if we come back into the image editor, change the mapping to vertex, then go back into our alpha map, and now come into our texture coordinates, we can change it to full or part. There's also a color. So if I click on this little color box here, we can come down here and add some color to our alpha map and our image. Also, we can adjust the alpha through this little box right here to the right of the color box.